What if your bank mailed a loaded weapon to 60 million strangers and acted surprised when people got hurt? In the 1960s, that's almost exactly what happened. There was no hacking, no advanced technology, and no criminal mastermind pulling the strings. Instead, a simple decision by one of America's most powerful banks unleashed a wave of fraud that the financial system was completely unprepared for. This is the story of the first major credit card scam, and how one bank's reckless gamble accidentally taught the world how to steal. It's the late 1950s, and banks are racing to dominate a brand new market: credit cards. One bank wanted to move faster than everyone else. That bank was Bank of America. Rather than waiting for customers to apply, executives made a decision that would become one of the most controversial experiments in banking history. They mailed activated credit cards directly to millions of Americans. There was no application, no background check, and no verification. One day, a credit card simply appeared in your mailbox, ready to spend. Entire neighborhoods suddenly found cards waiting in their mail. To many people, it felt like the future. To criminals, it felt like an invitation. Within weeks, mail theft began spreading. Fraudsters intercepted cards before they reached their owners, signed the backs, and walked into stores spending money that wasn't theirs. And there was very little merchants could do to stop them. There were no chips, no PIN numbers, and no instant verification systems. Everything depended on a signature, and signatures were easy to fake. At first, the losses seemed manageable. Then they exploded. What began as simple mail theft quickly evolved into something much larger. Criminals realized the real opportunity wasn't just using stolen cards. It was exploiting the entire system. Fraud rings began organizing operations across multiple cities. Some created fake businesses and processed transactions through merchant accounts they controlled. Others built entirely fake identities using fake names, fake addresses, and fake credit histories. They opened multiple accounts, spent aggressively, and disappeared before banks could react. The scale of the fraud shocked everyone. Losses mounted. Investigators struggled to keep up. Banks that had rushed into the credit card boom suddenly found themselves fighting a problem they had helped create. Fraud wasn't merely a side effect of the system. It was the predictable result of a system built faster than it could be secured. By 1970, the crisis could no longer be ignored. Lawmakers stepped in. New regulations were introduced to stop banks from sending activated credit cards to people who had never requested them. The era of unsolicited credit cards was coming to an end. Banks scrambled to rebuild trust. Merchants received lists of stolen card numbers and were instructed to manually verify transactions. Investigators developed new methods for detecting suspicious activity. The process was slow, expensive, and far from perfect. But it marked the beginning of modern fraud prevention. For the first time, security became just as important as growth. The financial industry would never operate the same way again. Here's the part that's hardest to forget. The warning signs existed from the beginning. Risks were identified. Concerns were raised. But the promise of rapid growth was simply too tempting, so the experiment moved forward anyway. The criminals in this story didn't need advanced technology or sophisticated tools. They simply recognized weaknesses hiding in plain sight. Weaknesses created by the very institutions that were supposed to prevent them. Today, credit card fraud still costs billions of dollars every year. The technology has changed. The tactics have changed. But the lesson remains exactly the same. When convenience moves faster than security, someone will always find a way to exploit it. And that lesson began with a simple piece of mail arriving in a mailbox. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more crimes, scams, and mistakes that didn't just make headlines. They changed history.